The public comment process allows members of the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction. If you would like to comment at today's meeting, please complete the request to speak form. MAG staff can assist you with any questions you may have. If you've parked in the garage, a validation stamp is available at the counter. If you purchase a transit ticket to come to the meeting, please see staff for a ticket. Hearing assisted devices are available from MAG staff. We will now begin the meeting with a roll call of all members.
Thank you, Chair. I will go down the list by order of organization, and here we go. Raquel Schatz, Apache Junction.
Here.
Thank you. Theo O'Brien, ADOT. Raj Thowdam, Avondale. John Willett, Buckeye.
Present.
Thank you. John McFarland, Chandler.
Present.
Thank you. Jennifer Kuna, Federal Highway Administration. Andy Smith, Town of Florence. Susanna Struble, Town of Gilbert. Patrick Sage, proxy for Jack Lorbeer, Glendale.
Here.
Thank you. Brian Harville, Goodyear. Keith Jernaski, Litchfield Park. Monir Zaman, City of Maricopa.
Present.
Thank you. Angela Macaluso, McDOT. Sabina King, Mesa.
Here.
Thank you. Robert DeSerrano, Town of Paradise Valley. Ben Wilson, proxy for Charles Andrews, Peoria.
Present.
Thank you. Leticia Vargas, City of Phoenix.
Here.
Thank you. Christopher Wanamaker, Pinal County Public Works.
Present.
Thank you. Brad Novacek, Town of Queen Creek.
Present.
Thank you. Jennifer Jack, Salt River, Pima, Maricopa Indian Community.
Present.
Thank you. Satane Halak, City of Scottsdale.
Present.
Thank you. Jonathan Fooch, Surprise.
Present.
Thank you. Michelle Beckley, proxy for Corey Steely, City of Tempe.
Present.
Thank you. Gabriel Elias, Tolleson. Grant Anderson, Youngtown.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, we have quorum.
Thank you. Agenda item number 2 is the call to the audience. This is an opportunity for the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda, informational items, or items on the agenda for discussion and not for action. 15 minutes will be provided for the call to the audience unless the chair requests an exception to this limit. I've received no requests to speak for the call to the audience. MAG also provides the opportunity for members of the public to submit written comments via the MAG website. Any comments received 2 hours prior to the meeting have been shared with committee members in advance of the meeting for consideration and will be included in the formal meeting minutes. Staff, have we received any online written comments for the call to the audience?
Thank you, Chair. We've received no written comments for the call to the audience, which have been provided. Oh, that's it. Period. Sorry.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 is the MAG staff report. This item is on the agenda for information and will be presented by Patrick Stone, Deputy Transportation Director for Programming.
Thank you, Chair Christo, members of the Street Committee. Pleasure to be here today to present this item. Have 2 things I want to note today. First, a call to action, if you will. We are still actively recruiting a vice chair for the Street Committee. As members may know, Nathan Domi, previous vice chair, has moved up to the Transportation Review Committee because of a change in his staffing assignment. So we are still looking for a vice chair. If interested, please send a letter of request from your city manager or Intergov to Samantha Klakalak. For geographic balance, we are looking for a vice chair from the East Valley. And the next, very topical today, wanted to flag for the committee that we are now in the public comment period on an update to the Regional Transportation Plan Momentum 2050. That public comment period started today, runs through October 10th. On the screen, you can see the QR code. You can also see the website. Along with this, we are also soliciting public input for a new transportation improvement program. We just did that last year, but we are going through and doing a new TIP this year. Again, that public comment would start today, go through October 10th, and the TIP will cover fiscal years 2026 through 2030. And with that, Chair, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Agenda item number 4 is the approval of the May 15th, 2025 meeting minutes. Do any members of the committee have any questions regarding the meeting minutes? Hearing none, prior to approval of the meeting minutes, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment. So far, I've received no requests for this item. Staff, have we received any online written comments for this item?
Thank you, Chair. We've received no online written comments for this agenda item.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve agenda item number 4? And please state your name and agency.
Sabina King, move.
We have a first. Can I have a second?
Brad Novacek, second.
Thank you. We have a
Town of Queen Creek.
motion and a second. We will have those participating in the meeting online take part in a voice vote by turning on their cameras and unmuting their audio. We need to see the faces of everyone to participate in the voice vote. For those who cannot or do not want to turn on their cameras, staff will conduct a roll call vote. Staff will only call on those virtual participants who did not turn on their camera. Members, please leave on your cameras until all roll call votes, until after the roll call vote, so that staff can count the people's names who the cameras are not on. Can I have a voice vote of those in the room and those online? Those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Members, please leave your camera on. Staff, can you take a roll call of the members participating virtually who did not turn on their cameras?
Thank you, Chair. Everyone has turned on their cameras. We are good.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, the motion passes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 5 is the traffic data coordination update from ADOT. This item is on the agenda for information and discussion and will be introduced by Wang Zhang, Transportation Data Manager, who will be joined by Sanjay Kartik Jauhar, ADOT MPD Traffic Monitoring Local Governments Liaison, and Lucas Murray, ADOT Senior GIS Analyst and HPMS Coordinator.
Thank you, Chair and members of MAC Street Committee. It's my pleasure to bring our ADOT staff, Sanya Kartik Jauhar and Lucas Murray, to give us a presentation regarding the traffic data coordination updates in the region. And as a typical practice, in the last quarter of 2025, MAC will send out a traffic count data request through email to MAC Street Committee members asking for the traffic data our agencies have received or connected in the year of 2025 for assisting ADOT to prepare HPMS submittal of year 2025. With that, let's transition to our ADOT staff. I believe they're joining online to give us this presentation. Sonia and then Lucas, please take it away.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me okay? I am not logged in. I am just, I've called via phone.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, good. I appreciate that. Lucas will be, he was so kind to offer his help advancing slides. I have some technical difficulties, but I am here nonetheless. Usually we provide an update and Lucas together, and then Lucas does a brief demonstration of his tools that traffic monitoring staff at different COGS, MPOs, and local member agencies use in the course of their traffic monitoring activities. We both appreciate being here today. Thank you for giving us some time on the agenda. One of the most rewarding parts of my job is exactly that, sharing best practices, providing you with tools and support to manage your program, traffic programs self-reliantly and self-sufficiently. We're always here, ADOT is always here to support, and I'll get to that in detail later. We, ADOT, is bound by federal mandate, and more specifically, CFR, Code of Federal Regulation 23, Part 500, Subpart B, to collect traffic data. But we do not do that alone. We partner, we coordinate, we talk, we attend meetings with our local partners, COGS and MPOs statewide. And why do we do that? Well, we do that to ensure that the data, traffic data collection and processing is efficient, effective, consistent, and timely. Speaking of timely, this mandate 23 CFR also calls for ADOT to report annually on HPMS data. Annually, there are 2 submittals, HPMS submittals. The first one being, Lucas, correct me only if I'm wrong, April 15th, that's the initial submittal to FHWA, and the second submission to FHWA is 60 days later, June 15th, and I believe that second submittal is for pavement data. So when we request from local member agencies to collect the data and to share or upload that data in MAG's MS2 portal, we do it ahead of that first April 15th deadline. So we ask for traffic data by February 1st. And we built in some cushion there, about 60 days or so, for us, our staff, to quality control that data before it's packaged and reports sent to FHWA. So that is where that timely comes in. And Lucas, if you would move the slide, please, I'd appreciate that. Second one, I'm often, thank you.
Sorry, Sonia,
I'm often asked.
If I can interrupt really quick, I apologize.
Yes.
I don't know who's controlling the slides. Could we go back a couple? It's the one where it looks like a circle there. Yeah, thank you very much.
Circle there, yes, yes, I appreciate it. I can't see anything, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, and
Let me
whoever's
know when
controlling
we're
the
there.
slides. Yeah, we're there. And whoever's controlling the slides, if you prefer, I can share my screen and work the slides as well.
Thank you. And again, I apologize about the inconvenience. So when we
Sonia,
get
real quick,
to,
Sonia and Lucas, if you guys want to advance the slides, just say next slide, please, when you're ready for us to advance the slide deck. We'll
next slide, okay. I will not be able to because I don't see the slides, but maybe Lucas, I will say next when I'm ready to move on to the next, Patrick, right? So why do we should be on slide number 2, why do public agencies collect traffic data? I was introduced to this image, and it's always going to stay with me because it is a pretty comprehensive list of reasons of why we need traffic data. Not only do we need it, but why do we need it? So, what do we do? By when do we do it? Why do we need it? Why do we do it? We need to collect traffic data for project planning phase. We'd be collecting data. NEPA, our dear EIS, Environmental Impact Statement, which the very first thing for any project, what does NEPA do? Take a traffic study. They look at the traffic data for engineering design, right? Construction as well. Where lots of construction going around. What time do they need to close the lanes? Which lanes? Which direction? How many lanes? etc. Operations, we're certainly collecting data during the operations phase and then maintenance. And during maintenance phase, we need the data to know the lifespan and how long the project is going to be around before we go back into the planning phase and begin the whole cycle again. But apart from what you see here, I am sure, I know I receive them, citizen requests. So if a citizen calls, I am sure you're pulling the data or sometimes have to pull the data for their requests to answer and respond to their requests. You're probably doing some of your own traffic safety studies. You're collecting data for that too. So hence when I said this is pretty comprehensive list, but it is not all inclusive. Next slide, please. This is where I've attempted to, and I already touched upon it, ADOT is the only one responsible for reporting HPMS to FHWA annually. I already mentioned the deadlines, April and June. However, the collection of data, we also collect ADOT data, but now we're talking local partners, MAG in particular, and MAG local public agencies. The responsibility is for field data reporting. So that lies with local partners. So local partners collect, local partners upload, or as we call it, share data via MS2 portal, and then we're recipients. We quality control data, we report data. But those are not the only two roles. The other role I briefly mentioned, we provide tools to you, we provide training and other support. We're also known, last year I think we had reached out to, worked with Litchfield Park and other local member agencies. We said, ADOT has a contract out there, we're collecting traffic data, we'd like to help you out. We saw some gaps in your traffic program. So we're known to provide the support with resources as well where see appropriate. And next slide, please. These are not ADOT's HPMS requirements. I remember wanting to correct that ADOT's on the top of them, on the top of the slide, and I wanted to replace it with FHWA. Ladies and gentlemen, these are FHWA's minimum requirements, and those are 3 years or better, and it's very important to underline here, or better, and 6 years or better. So what do we need to collect on 3-year cycle and a 6-year cycle? Principal arterial system roadway sections, those are your interstates, expressways, and NHS connectors, 3 years or better. Ramps, sample panels, minor arterials, and minor urban collectors, those are 6 years or better. Please note that all collected traffic count data, even those that I mentioned, if you're collecting for citizen requests or your own traffic safety studies, all traffic data collected should be reported irrespective of 2 criteria: functional class of the roadway or federal aid eligibility of the roadway segment. Next slide, please. Here is where I've tried to, I think the last street committee we've attended was August of last year, in 2024. In the meantime, we've met with my manager, Marissa Beta, but mostly myself. I've been calling out on several tribal communities and trying, like I said, to offer our help and see where their gaps could be closed. So late last year, I've reached out to Jennifer Jack with the SRP NIC, Salt River, Pima, Maricopa Indian community to ask permission to help them out to collect some of their accounts. We worked with Jennifer, permission was granted via application process early December. Our staff went out, collected counts, and I'm actually proud to say that I went with our technicians to lay the tubes and then to pick up the equipment after 48 hours. And then it was very eventful and very, very insightful field work. I've gained some, not only knowledge, but appreciation for the work that our staff does, not only in the office, but outside of the office. So we reached out to SRP NIC. They had about, I don't know, low 30 or so locations. And I think we collected all but 2 locations or traffic data on all but 2 of those locations. Those 2 that we have not collected, they have construction going on at the moment. Then sometime in November, we sent out intersection sensor data. I've sent out intersection sensor data survey. We've met with Mr. Wong in November. Marissa, Mr. Wong, Works Consulting, Jonathan Samuelson, and we rescheduled that meeting so that our GIS or HPMS rather group could be in attendance. MAG quarterly meetings. We've had 3 so far since the street committee. I think it was December, February. We've met again April 23rd. We try to meet quarterly. Then in between, I've met with Avondale. In April, I believe, April 17th. I've talked to Ward Stanford. FDS Field Data Services collects for Avondale. I think when I talked to Ward, they had indicated that they may and will involve Mr. Wong in their communication between Field Data Services and MS2 when they transmit the data. So every time when there's a data transmittal to MS2 for Avondale accounts, Mr. Wong will be notified. I've met with Buckeye Florence in April as well. We've helped them out, answer their questions, had them logged in and credentialed. We've trained them in MS2. El Mirage, I have not been here, but there's been some communication between Works Consulting and El Mirage and Field Data Services. They were discussing AADT, so there was some movement and some work done there. And then there was an annual call for counts that happened November, December. I've mentioned that the counts were due February 1st. Gap map update, even though this slide shows the gap map update of April of this year, because I've created a slide before August 19th. Last gap map update was really August 19th of this year. And if we move on to the next slide, please, that's where you have the current traffic status for MAG. Now, to note here is the April 1st data and August 19th data is the same for MAG. So what you've seen, I believe it was 60% altogether between the current counts and the at-risk counts. Please note, at-risk counts are considered current counts. They are at risk of becoming overdue in January of 2026. So when you're talking current count, you're not just talking current counts, you're putting current counts in addition to at-risk counts. So 56 or so percent for the current plus 6 or so for at-risk brings you about 60% currency or current, and the rest are either missing or overdue, as I mentioned. So in certain instances, while I was talking, you've heard me say, we gave you the tools. We've trained you on MS2. We've gave you credentials. We've trained you on a gap map. We give you the tools, and then you're well equipped and supported to maintain this great outlook. MAG is a big agency. It is going to be very, I call it opportunistic, to keep up with this outlook, and we're always there to help and to support you. And then on the next slide, all I did is put a couple of helpful tools and references for either new staff or staff who may need to get a refresher or anything. And I am ready to turn it over to my colleagues at the moment, unless I have any questions. And I will not be able to see them if they're in the chat, but someone can either read them off, or Lucas can maybe copy them and we'll address them later offline if that's an option. But I'm ready for questions.
Are there any questions for Sonia? Hearing none. Lucas?
Okay, I'll move on. I do want to be respectful of your time. My portion of this talk takes about 5 to 7 minutes. Do you want me to continue with that, or I can reschedule and come back another time?
No, please proceed.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, thank you, everybody. My name is Lucas Murray with the data analytics team and I am the coordinator for the HPMS report, and just want to talk about a tool that we have for submitting any changes to our functional class or notifying us of any ownership changes that may have occurred. If we can go to the next slide. So we call this our We Love Your Input tool. This is a temporary tool, and I do have a web link available on this slide to everybody. I can also go ahead and get a link to the site as well for those of you who are online if you want to be able to see it up front. But this site is now open to the public. There is no login required to get into this. The site is temporary at the moment. We do have ASU working on a more permanent replacement, but it is going to take some time for them to build that. So for now, this site will be able to provide that for you. When you want to be able to make a change, you can simply zoom in on the map, select the road that you're looking for, and there will be a button in there that will allow you to submit a survey form for it has questions around functional classification change requests, things like AADT, justifications, anything along those lines, any kind of information that we typically need from FHWA. When you submit that survey, I will get an email notifying myself. You will also get an email just as record that you did submit that request. Me and my team will take a look at the request. If we think it looks pretty good, we will forward it on to FHWA for their final approval. If we have questions or anything, we will certainly reach out to you to be sure about collecting any additional information we feel is needed. And then once FHWA has reviewed it and approved it, we will then make the change official. As far as ownership changes, all that is just notifying us of changes. It's not any kind of approval process or anything like that. So if you know of any kind of ownership change, please use this tool to submit it. Let us know who the new owner is, or if there's multiple owners on the road. There's also a section to let us know if the road should belong on the certified public mileage or CPM. This is a very important metric that we submit each year along with the HPMS report to FHWA that can influence the amount of funds that we get from the federal government. So we do want to make sure it's as accurate as a measure as possible. CPM has two criteria to it. Basically, the road has to be open to public travel. That means there's no restrictions, there's no gates or anything. I could get on the road today without having to go through any kind of restricted access. It also has to be traversable by a four-wheel passenger car, think like a Honda Civic. So it can't be like a bike path or a path that's too small, like it's designed only for motorcycles or something. If I can't fit that Honda Civic on the road, or if it requires some special equipment like four-wheel drive, then it will not be eligible for that. Otherwise, it can be counted towards CPM. I mean, pavement doesn't matter. It can be an unpaved road, whatever you want. So through this tool, you can let us know if it's a road that should be counted towards CPM, and that will certainly help us out as well. We do ask, as you're very well aware, FHWA has gone through a lot of changes on their end. We've also had a couple staffing changes on my end. And so we will get to your request as soon as possible, but please be patient with us. That we've got a lot of new staff that are learning the ropes as we speak, and so we're bringing them on board and getting them trained. And again, FHWA is going through the same thing, so it might take a little bit longer than it has in the past to get some of these requests through. If we go to next slide. So some of the important takeaways, you can go and hit the button 4 times, I believe. And one more time. Yeah, thank you very much. So once again, just to kind of summarize, for any kind of traffic data requests, anything regarding like traffic counts and whatnot, you can certainly reach out to Sonia at aztrafficdata@azdot.gov. That includes if you need access to MS2, if you want to set up any kind of MS2 training. Please feel free to reach out to me for any HPMS request or anything related to CPM, road ownership, functional classification. I also have access to AADT information requests. And then we do have some contractors, Jonathan Samuelson and Sean Hills, for MS2 technical assistance. You feel free to reach out to them directly, but please copy Sonia at AZ Traffic Data just so she's aware of the communication going on. And if we go to next slide. And so this is just to wrap things up. I do have to update this slide. Sage Donaldson, for those of you who may not be aware, she did move on to another job, so she's no longer with ADOT. So I do need to update that, but these are contacts. If you need to reach out to anybody, we can certainly help you out with that. So thank you, everybody, for your time today.
Thank you, Lucas. Do any members have any questions on any portion of this presentation? Hearing none, thank you, Wong, Sonia, and Lucas, for the presentation.
You're welcome.
Moving on to agenda item number 6, which is the Proposition 479 Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Process Overview. This item is on the agenda for information and discussion and will be presented by Patrick Stone.
Thank you, Chair Christo, members of Street Committee. Pleasure to be here today to present this item. As the Chair noted, this is an overview of the project change process specifically to the Proposition 479 Arterial Life Cycle Program. So before we get started, set a little context, lay a little bit of the groundwork for what the discussion today will be, and also to set the table for the presentations you'll hear later in the agenda from member agencies on potential project changes. So all things revolve around the Regional Strategic Transportation Infrastructure Investment Plan, the RSTIP. It was first approved by Regional Council in June of 2021. After months and months of strenuous effort, Senate Bill 1102, the enabling legislation, was passed by the legislature, signed by the governor in the summer of 2023. The RSTIP was then updated to account for the changes in that legislation. And of note, within the RSTIP is the next iteration of the Arterial Life Cycle Program. So the ALCP in and of itself, it is the financial management tool for the arterial component of the RSTIP. guided by policies and procedures developed by a working group late in calendar year 2024, ultimately approved by Regional Council in March of this year. Included in the ALCP, 91 projects that are in the funded phases, which cover phases 1 through 4, which is fiscal years 2026 through 2046. In addition, there are 26 unfunded projects in phase 5, which is 2047 and beyond. And partially, why are we doing this today? So the original listing of projects, the 117 projects you see identified on the screen, those were developed back in 2019. Obviously, 6 years have transpired. A lot of movement out there with our member agencies. When we were developing the policies with the working group, there was an identification that needs had changed. And so we are doing a specific and special mid-year project change process review this year. Traditionally, that review and update is done in the spring and in anticipation of development of the next year's arterial life cycle program. But noting that member agencies had changes that needed to be captured now, we wanted to provide that opportunity for agencies. So the change process in and of itself, within the policies is Section 220. This covers the project modification process, and it outlines the process for member agencies to request either scope changes or, as you will see today, to propose substitute projects to replace projects that currently exist within the arterial life cycle program. A requirement of the process is that member agencies use the project change tool. It is included and part of those policies. And then member agencies give a presentation to the street committee where we're at today, showing the results of that process. So a little bit of an overview of the project change tool itself. It summarizes the request. So in this, member agencies identify the current ALCP project and then also provide information on the proposed project, including funding and a detailed cost estimate. Obviously, as I noted, requires evaluation with the project change tool itself, and then member agencies, as noted, present the request at street committee, providing an overview, the reason they are requesting the change, how there's alignment with the ALCP policies, and the actual results from the tool itself. So within the tool, there's an evaluation process. There are 14 criteria factor of which these projects are evaluated against. 11 are quantitative, 3 are qualitative. As you can see on the screen, there's the listing of all 14 criteria. I will note the 11 quantitative criteria reflect the original criteria used to program the current projects in the ALCP. So to compare apples to apples, we wanted to use that same factoring when reviewing substitute projects. And then we also have 3 qualitative criteria. It really allows member agencies to tell the rest of the story. First, showing the alignment with the ALCP, but also then really allowing them to highlight specific attributes or circumstances of the proposed project, and then finally discussions of safety. And with that, Chair Christo, members of the street committee, that gives my brief presentation on the project change process overview. I'd be happy to take any questions from yourself or members of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Do any members have questions or comments for Patrick? Hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 7, which is the ALCP project change technical review for Estrella Parkway, Maricopa County 85 to Vineyard Avenue. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible recommendation to include the proposed project changes in the fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP and will be introduced by Patrick Stone.
Again, good afternoon. Thank you, Chair, members of the street committee. This is the project change process review for the city of Goodyear. Hugh Bialik is online from the city of Goodyear. Hugh, as you want me to advance the slides, please just note, next slide, please. I'd be more than happy to advance them for you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Hugh.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, members of the street committee. I'm Hugh Bialik, City Traffic Engineer, City of Goodyear. And as stated, I'm here to present the proposed change for the city of Goodyear for the ALCP. Next slide, please. Our original projects were, there we go. Thank you. What we're doing is we have 2 original projects submitted in 2019. First project is Yuma Road from Estrella Parkway to Litchfield Road, and that's the blue rectangle. And then there was some overlap with it as well, was for the second project was the Yuma Road Bridge, which was a crossing of the Yuma Road over Bullard Wash, which was approximately, I'll say, 1/3 of a mile west of Bullard Avenue on Yuma Road. Next slide, please. So the first project, the Yuma Road portion, was a length of was a major arterial, approximately 1.9 miles in length. Was going to widen the roadway from 2 lanes to 6 lanes, which is the ultimate cross section for a major arterial in Goodyear. And there we go. Thank you. And it was a phase 2 project in the ALCP with an approximate estimate of $22,673,441. Next slide, please. And again, the second project, which was the crossing of Yuma Road over Bullard Wash, at the time was proposed as a bridge over Bullard Wash. And again, it was a major arterial. It was widening the roadway from 2 lanes to 6 lanes, and also provided it was to provide bike lanes and sidewalks also in that area, which currently do not exist today, and had an estimate at the time for estimated at $8,126,234. And both of these were also phase 2 projects as well in the proposed ALCP. Next slide, please. And this is the proposed project that we propose supplementing or basically taking the place of those 2 projects that were previously mentioned, is Estrella Parkway from approximately Vineyard Avenue to MC85, which also includes the crossing of the bridge crossing the Gila River and also crossing the Buckeye Canal as well. Next slide, please. So this project is currently in design. It's about roughly a 90% level of completion and currently undergoing going through our plan review process. It is a major arterial roadway, approximately 1.5 miles in length. It is widening Estrella Parkway from its existing 2-lane configuration to 6 lanes, and also adding bike lanes and sidewalks, which currently do not exist today in that roadway segment. Our current plan is scheduled to begin construction around February of 2026 and be completed approximately mid-year in 2028. And what we're requesting is reimbursement to the amount equal to the previously mentioned projects in the amount of $30,799,645,000. And we recognize, again, this would not start reimbursement until we reach the point of phase 2. And again, this is a project that the overall cost is in excess of what we're requesting here today, as in the current estimate for that project is running just short of $115 million, as it does construct a new bridge over the Gila River and also utilizes the existing bridge that's also there today for Estrella Parkway. Next slide, please. So here we have the comparison between the proposed project, which is the project number 1, which is Estrella Parkway, MC85 to Vineyard, and the other 2 projects on Yuma Road, which does score very comparatively to the proposed versus existing, very comparative, and scores just slightly better than the 2 existing projects. Next slide, please. And that's not part of it. There we go.
Apologies, Hugh. It appears that
Nope, all good. I can talk about it, but I know nothing about it. So
yeah, those slides.
All good. All good.
Apologies.
Okay, so the action we're requesting today is information, discussion, and potential or possible recommendation to include the proposed project changes in the fiscal year 2026 Proposition 479 Arterial Life Cycle Program. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do any members have any questions or comments about the presentation?
Anderson, Youngtown.
Go ahead.
Why did you want to do with the stuff on Yuma Road?
Mr. Anderson, members of the Mag Street Committee, the reason why we're supplementing those 2 existing original projects with Yuma Road is we've had significant development activity along Yuma Road. Not over the entire area, but over a significant portion of it, which was not envisioned when these projects were submitted in 2019, as we've gotten, again, a significant amount of development. So a majority of those projects will actually be, that work will be performed by developers and not by the city. And that's one of the reasons for this change.
That is a very good reason. That was nice to know.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Are there any other questions about the presentation? Hearing none, I was planning on bringing all these to vote, so. Okay. Prior to voting, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment. I've so far received no requests for this agenda item. Staff, have we received any online written comments for this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We received no online written comments for this agenda item.
Thank you. May I have a motion to recommend including the proposed project changes in the fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP? Please.
Anderson, Youngtown, I so move.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Raquel Schatt, City of Apache Junction, I second.
Thank you, Raquel. We'll have those participating in the meeting online take part in the voice vote by turning on their cameras and unmuting their audio. Members, please leave your cameras on until after the roll call vote. Do we need to put it up or you got it? Okay. Can I have a voice vote of those in the room and those online? Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. Members, please leave your camera on. Staff, can you take a roll call of the members participating virtually who did not turn on their camera?
Thank you, Chair. Give me 1 second. Satane Halak.
Yes.
Thank you. Chair, the motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 8, which is ALCP Project Change Technical Review, El Mirage Road from State Route 303 to Jomax Road. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible recommendation to include the proposed project changes in the fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP and will be introduced by Patrick Stone.
Again, thank you, Chair, members of the Street Committee. Good afternoon. So this next item is for the City of Peoria and will be presented by Craig Bolsey with the City of Peoria. Craig?
Good afternoon. As Patrick said, my name is Craig Bolsey. I'm a civil engineer with the City of Peoria. And I'm here to present the city's project change request involving 3 different projects. Thunderbird Road from 83rd Avenue to 75th Avenue, 107th Avenue from Union Hills to Beardsley, and El Mirage Road from Loop 303 to Jomax Road on the north. So the first project is Thunderbird Road. Thunderbird Road was really divided into 2 distinct segments, so there'll be 2 distinct slides. This is the first segment from 83rd Avenue to 75th Avenue. This portion of the project would add a through lane in each direction for a total of 3 lanes, raised medians, bike lanes, and pavement reconstruction. The second segment from 75th Avenue to 67th Avenue would add an additional lane in the westbound direction for a total of 3 lanes, the 2 existing lanes in the eastbound direction, and a raised median. So as Patrick mentioned in his introduction, in the intervening time period between the time this project was proposed for inclusion on the RSTEP, some of the improvements in this corridor have been constructed. Most notably, the intersection improvements near 75th Avenue and Thunderbird's median modifications, pavement marking, et cetera, roadway safety concerns in this area. Additionally, the city no longer desires to add the additional lanes and is currently rescoping this project for inclusion in the next 10-year CIP, primarily at median improvements and access improvements for this roadway. So the next project is 107th Avenue from Union Hills to Beardsley. The existing roadway is 1 lane in each direction. The proposed project would have added a lane in each direction and a center turn median. The anticipated growth and need for increased capacity in this roadway really hasn't materialized. So similar to Thunderbird Road, the city is currently rescoping this project and looking to add it as a city-funded project in a future 10-year CIP program. So lastly, this is El Mirage Road. This is a 2.2-mile extension, a new roadway from the existing TI at Loop 303 on the south to Jomax Road on the north. It includes a bridged crossing of Maricopa Water District's Beardsley Canal on the north, multi-cell concrete box culvert crossing of the McMicken Dam outfall channel south of Beardsley, new signalized intersection at Happy Valley Road, and signalized intersection at Jomax Road. Excuse me, I said south of Beardsley. It should be south of Happy Valley Road. So this project is really accelerated due to increasing growth in this area. Going to be an important regional transportation piece serving Maricopa County, City of Surprise, as well as the City of Peoria in this area. In addition to addressing transportation needs in this area, this project change will also address accelerating construction costs, et cetera, what we're seeing in the area. So what is the ask? The city is asking to transfer funding from the Thunderbird Road and 107th Avenue projects to the El Mirage Road project. So that translates to a little under $16.5 million from Thunderbird Road, a little over $8 million from 107th Avenue, increasing the regional funding for El Mirage Road to approximately $45.5 million of an $88 million project. This slide presents the project scoring tool results from the project change tool. And with that, I think I'll thank the committee for their time and attention. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And also, our Deputy Director, Dan Nissen, is attending virtually, so he's my phone a friend. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Do any members have questions or comments on the presentation? Hearing none. Prior to voting, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment. I've received no requests on this agenda item. Staff, have we received any online written comments for this item?
Thank you, Chair. We've received no online written comments for this item.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to recommend including the proposed project changes in fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP program?
Patrick Sage, City of Glendale. I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Patrick. May I have a second?
Anderson, second.
We have a motion and a second. We have those participating in the meeting online take part in the voice vote by turning on their cameras and unmuting their audio. Please leave your cameras on until after the roll call vote. Can I have a voice vote for those in the room and those online? Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. Members, please leave your cameras on. Staff, can you please take a roll call of anybody does not have their camera on?
Thank you, Chair. We heard from everyone. The motion passes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 9 is the ALCP project change technical review, 155th Avenue from Pinnacle Peak Road to Happy Valley Road. This item is on the agenda for information discussion and possible recommendation to include the proposed project changes in the fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP and will be introduced by Patrick Stone.
Thank you, Chair, members of the Street Committee. Final time, so I'll be introducing Karan Guntabali from the City of Surprise, who will be presenting both agenda items 9 and 10. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, members of the Transportation Streets Committee. Here is a request for 2 project changes. The first one is changing the original scope project is the Surprise 20 RTP 026 project. That's to fund 163rd Avenue from US 60 to Jomax Road. The proposed project is to move that to 155th Avenue from Happy Valley to Pinnacle Peak Road. Here is the depiction of the corridor where the proposed changes, where the current project is. It's originally scoped phase 1 of our step. It's a 2.7 mile project, changing existing travel lanes from 4 to 6. The project cost on this is about $18 million. The reason for the request is 163rd Avenue project is executed with the City General Obligation Bond funds due to the increased demand in that area of development. And as part of the Northwest US Loop 303 and US 60 study, it was deemed or identified that Loop 303 155th Avenue is a needed TI on Loop 303 to alleviate the congestion at 163rd Avenue. So to connect this interchange, this 155th Avenue roadway connection to Happy Valley Road is absolutely a needed roadway to relieve relieve the congestion on US 60. And here is the project change. There's a new TI that's planned on Loop 303 at 155th Avenue. And city's improvements is to connect 155th Avenue from Happy Valley to Pinnacle Peak. There's some sections of this roadway that's a two-lane roadway that's built by the developer. The city is intending on making that a four-lane roadway connecting. There's some portions of the roadway that needs to be constructed to cross McMicken Channel and also McFlood area. So the total cost of this project is about $32 million. Again, the intent of this is much needed to relieve the congestion and also improve, decrease emergency response times and improve air quality and increase roadway operational efficiencies. With that, that's the first project.
Thank you. Do any members have any questions or comments? Okay. So prior to voting, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment. I've received no requests for this agenda item. Staff, have we received any online written comments?
Thank you, Chair. We've received no online written comments for this agenda item.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to recommend including the proposed project changes in fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP? Can I have a motion?
This is Brad Novacek with the Town of Queen Creek. So moved.
Thanks, Brad. Can I have a second?
Second, Leticia Vargas,
Thank you.
City of Phoenix.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. We will have those participating in the meeting online take part in the voice votes. Please turn on your cameras. Can I have a voice vote for those in the room and those online? Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. Members, please leave on your cameras.
Thank you, Chair. We've heard from everyone. The motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 10, which is the ALCP project change technical review, Pinnacle Peak Road from 163rd Avenue to 155th Avenue. I'm going to turn it back over to City Surprise to present.
Thank you again, Chair and members of the Street Committee. The next project is a project change again. It's a Waddell Road. The original ALCP project is Waddell Road from between 175th to Cotton Lane. The proposed project is Pinnacle Peak, construction of Pinnacle Peak from 163rd to 155th Avenue. Again, the map depicting the location of this project. Again, this is also one of those projects that's included as part of a original RSTIP, but we've been using city's general obligation bond funding to construct this roadway. Therefore, again, the need for the interchange at 155th and Loop 303, as stated before, demanded the need or identified the need for Pinnacle additional east-west capacity on arterial system north of Grand Avenue. So city is requesting proposing a project of Pinnacle Peak Road between 163rd and 155th Avenue. It's existing two-lane roadway built by the north half is built by the developer, and portions of it is still to be constructed. The proposed project will include 4 travel lanes, 2 in each direction, completing Pinnacle Peak to a minor arterial street cross section with a total project cost of about $28 million. Again, the need for this project is imminent just because of the demand that's generated due to the residential development that occurred in this area. And obviously, the benefit of this is better congestion relief and decrease in emergency response times, improved air quality, and increased roadway operational efficiencies. with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do any members have any questions or comments about this presentation? Hearing none, prior to voting, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment. I've received no requests for this agenda item. Staff, have we received any online written comments?
Thank you, Chair. We've received no online written comments for this agenda item.
Thank you. Is there a motion to recommend including the proposed project changes in fiscal year 2026 Prop 479 ALCP? May I have a motion?
I motion. Ben Wilson, Peoria.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Raquel Shat, City of Apache Junction, second.
Thank you, Raquel. You have a motion and a second. We'll have those participating in the meeting online take part in the voice vote. Please turn on your cameras. Can I have a voice vote for those in the room and those online? Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. Members, please leave on your cameras.
Thank you, Chair. Monir Zaman. Monir, did you vote?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Brian Harville.
Sorry, yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, we've heard from everyone. The motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 11, requests for future agenda items. Are there any requests from the membership for an item on a future agenda? Hearing none, the next agenda item is comments from the committee. Are there any comments or announcements from the membership? Also hearing none. The next meeting of the street committee will be on Tuesday, October 14th at 1 p.m. With no further business today, today's meeting is adjourned at 2:02 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day.